I was raised Muslim, and I love Allah. Allah simply means God in Arabic. So if you find a dua or you find a rak'ah that you really like, but you are a Christian, you can just say Lord, you can just say God, and replace Allah with Lord or God. And a lot of the prayers that we say, Lord, is also interchangeable. And we have love for our Christian brothers and sisters. We have love for our Jewish brothers and sisters. I have love personally for every single ethnicity, every single ethnicity and every single quote unquote race that shares my personal love for my Creator. It's just that simple. If you got love for me, I got love for you. Being you an embodiment of the divinity of our Creator, and it's really just that simple. You don't have to overanalyze the things that I say or anything like that. It's really just, if you love the Creator and you make a commitment to be an embodiment of righteousness, purity, goodness, I got love for you. You're my people. And I say this to say that DC has been a tremendous tool on my life journey. These past few years have been of assistance to me in so many ways. It's been such a great learning experience. And I've had the chance to witness real corruption, real government corruption, real political corruption. And it definitely chipped away at my naivety and my gullibleness. I've made a vow I will never be dismissive of anybody's story or chalk it up to conspiracy theorism or anything of that nature, because this stuff is really, really, really real. But we don't fear, because we understand that everything that's done in darkness comes to light. And the righteous don't have the luxury of battling each other. We don't have that luxury in this spiritual war that we are currently enduring, that we are currently a part of right now in real time. We don't have the luxury as Muslims arguing over if you're Shiite or Sunni or the various sects of Islam. The spiritualists don't have the luxury of really fighting over the Christians or those types of things. We don't have the luxury of doing this. This is a full-blown spiritual war that we're in right now. And we have to understand that not everything that we think it is. Big shout out to the master teachers. I have extraordinary respect and reverence, borderline reverence for you, because not only are you embodiment of extreme wisdom, like a walking library, but you also have coupled that wisdom with righteousness, which is very rare. Being in a town like DC, I'm among very smart people who have a lot of degrees, but to say that they couple their knowledge with righteousness, you find it very seldom, very, very seldom that you find somebody with a high level of intellectualism that's coupled with a high commitment to righteousness. And I can't put into words how large of a portion of my heart those type of people have, because it's so seldom and so rare, and you're so valuable, especially during these times. It's not so easy to find people who aren't corruptible, who can't be bought, who can't be incentivized. These things are pretty common. And as much as they may want to chalk it up to us being, quote unquote, conspiracy theorists, there's more evidence and proof, if you study history, not just on American soil, but all around the world, of corruption than not. We could go into the Native Americans. Are we going to deny that the indigenous peoples, suffered a genocide? Are we going to deny the trans-American slave trade? Are we going to deny all the evidence that we have cross-continental, that there's been extraordinary oppression of people by under certain people's hands and dictatorship? Are we just going to say, no, history doesn't exist? Like, these things just don't, are we going to deny the truth? So there's more evidence that we have of corruption than not. So I don't understand how people get off saying, oh, that's just hogwash. That's just, you know. But we don't really worry about the fear mongering or the labeling or the name calling or the attempting to ostracize us or label us as conspiracy theorists. We don't tap into that because we understand that we serve a creator that is all-knowing, all-seeing, omnipotent. And so that is our ultimate big brother, which is our eyes and our ears. We don't have to be privy to the conversations that they have behind closed doors, where they try to plot and plan the collective demise of the people. We know that we have a creator that watches everything, you know, understands and sees and knows everything. Anyways, I say this to say that I do want to acknowledge and give much appreciation and respect to the good cops, the few and far between good cops, the good FBI, the good CIA, if there is such a thing, the ones that really do take their jobs very seriously and are the good guys who are busting up vans full of children, not hiding the corruption and the perversions of the political elite, not doing their bidding because they pay their paycheck, but actually taking their job to serve and protect mankind actually seriously, and looking at themselves as heroes, because you are a hero if you're out busting your behind for women, for children, for oppression. We have to also ask ourselves, you know, what is to come of this country that puts profit over people? We have approximately 192 countries in the world. The United States harbors 25% of all of the collective inmates of the world. That means that all 192 countries, all of the criminals or the inmates, tally all of those numbers up, we have 1/4 of them in one country. 25% in one country. So as much as you want to talk about it being conspiracy theory, hogwash, or or, you know, they're always thinking, well, what if the numbers don't lie? We have made in America criminalizing people big business. There are people whose livelihood depends on it. So when people are like, well, why would they make up charges? Why would they falsify information? Why would they lie and slander? And they need jobs. People put profit over people. It's just that simple. And we live in a country that's big business. And so I'm not saying, you know, I know that a lot of the Democrats, you know, they say, oh, the white nationalists and the Trump supporters and things like that. One thing I will say is, I know that there are people that are very patriotic. They're very, very, very committed to, you could say it's somewhat of a Bible Belt mentality that takes the Constitution very seriously. And they're willing to fight and they're willing to bear arms over the Constitution. And many of them are Christians. Many of them do understand that our constitutional rights, our amendment rights are tied into the 10 Commandments, and that the 10 Commandments are the foundation of the laws that govern this country. They take it very seriously. They take where their taxpaying dollars are going very, very seriously. They take their right to bear arms very, very seriously. They take their freedom of speech very, very seriously. They take their American citizenship very, 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 very seriously. And a lot of people try to chalk it up to say, hey, these are white nationalists, and but a lot of them are very patriotic because they believe so wholeheartedly, principle-wise, ethically, in what America has promised them as far as the constitutional rights and these amenities, these freedoms that America has promised them. So when they get word of where their taxpaying dollars are going and how corrupt the government is and how literally American citizens are being targeted for no reason, being slapped with all types of charges for no reason, they look at it as, it's not, at this point, it's above me. I'll just put it that way. These circumstances are above me at this point, because everybody's got to play their part, and some people's part is to expose the criminal activity of the people that are sworn in to protect and serve this country, this nation, and the things that they do and how corrupt they are and how much they lie and slander and assassinate people's character, and they actually take people out. But I say to that, you know, my goal here, my job is to be an artist, is to make my music. I can do my revolutionary work through my music. I'm not chipping away at my femininity. I'm not chipping away at my maternal instinct. The purity of heart and the kindness that has to be preserved so I can give love to my child, so I can give love to my spouse, so I can have kindness and compassion and not be so jaded by the world. I am fully protecting that and preserving that. And I'm very, very much saying that, look, the things that you've entangled yourself into, the games that you play, count me out. Count me out. That's not my thing. What you have gotten yourself into as far as your karma by lying on people and by slandering people and by making up false claims, I have nothing to do with that. I serve a creator that is all-knowing, all-seeing, all-hearing, bottom line. So you trying to wiggle your way out of the mess that you've gotten yourself into, that's your problem. The stress that you feel with the predicament that you signed up for, that's your problem. The worry and the fear that you feel, that's your problem. I'm not being lured into this. This has nothing to do with me. I'm going to make my music. I'm going to eat my vegan food. I'm going to do my plant-based recipes. I'm going to be dancing, doing my choreography, loving my life, living my life, showing love to my family, showing love to those that love me back, full of love, speaking truth, loving life, like my creator has ordained me to do. And that's the karma that I have in my life. So I'm not being entangled in all of this. I'm not, putting myself in that. And I'm allowing right now the men, because I don't believe that queens and cowards belong together. So I'm allowing the men, the alpha males of all backgrounds, of Christians, spiritualists, Muslim, Jews, whatever, black, white, whatever, Latin, Asian, whatever, the alpha males, this is a call to you to maintain the equilibrium of the universe and maintain the equilibrium of your household, where your woman is not feeling so frantic and worried and paranoid and she has to develop all this masculinity because she's constantly fighting these fights. I'm asking you to step up, to rise up, put in that work, because it's time for the beast to, it's eviction time. The landlord, the Lord of the lands, our God, our creator, is evicting these beasts from our planet. It's time for them to go. They've outstayed their welcome. They've polluted it. They've filthied it up. They're perverts. They prey on our children. They have no rules. It's not, even the Italian gangsters back in the day said no women, no children. They don't have these rules. They're cowards. So it's time for the alpha males to step up, evict these cowards off of our planet, evict these people who have been polluting the planet off of our planet, evict these people that have women so unbalanced and people so unbalanced, they get thrill after tearing apart families. Evict them off of our planet. It's time for them to go. Anyways, y'all, peace and much love.